Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope everyone had a great week. It's Friday now and the market's tanked today. So we're going to take a look at Bitcoin, what's going on with it, with Dow Jones, NASDAQ. We got a key and indicator for inflation, and the market's just panicked today. We'll take a look at what's going on there. We'll also take a look at Bitcoin being rejected, risk-off assets being rejected as well. And we got a funny story, how to mine for free, but there's a catch. We'll take a look at it, and then we'll close it off. So it should be a pretty easy day here. And as always, you guys know the drill here, not financial advice. For entertainment only, do your own research. I'm investing in following coins and companies for full disclosure. And let's get into the markets here, see what's going on with those today. S&P was down 1.05% to 3,970. Dow Jones was down 1.02% to 32,816. NASDAQ was down 1.73%. Bitcoin today had a pretty big drop here today. It finished out being down 3.16% to a close of 23,186. And we were down much lower than that. So from the top here to the bottom, we were down almost 6.6% on the day. We did bounce back up here to be down only 3%. So that was kind of good there. Otherwise, wasn't looking great. So what we got going on here is basically we got rejected from the 200 weekly moving average, which is the red line up here. We tested it a couple of days in a row here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6th day, they got rejected. We came down to our support line of 23,800 roughly. And this got rejected. Well, it bounced originally above it. We tested it again. We bounced below it, and then we bounced up again. So that was good there. And then finally today, the third day in a row, we tested it and we fell below it. Plus the indicator that came out today was, well, it spooked the markets basically. And we are where we are right now. So given where we are we heading down even lower? It is possible. It looks like risk-off assets are basically being shunned right now, and people are jumping into risk-on assets. So we may have a continuation of a fall here. Our next support line is at 21,300 roughly. We'll see how that one's going to play out. That might be our support here. If that doesn't happen, we may be coming down to, I think we talked about this a couple of weeks back, where we have the CME futures here, where we do have this gap, which is at 20,500 roughly and $19,950 roughly, somewhere between that. That I'm guessing we might be filling that now. I've been calling for this to get filled, but it hasn't get filled yet. Doesn't always have to get filled, but I thought it might get filled. Okay, so that's kind of our trend line where we might be heading into it. Bitcoin right now also on the 4-hour chart, you can see here that it is kind of looming with the oversold territory, but not much. It's basically trading flat in the last 12 hours after this big drop that we've had here to a low of 22,520. That bounced, and we'll see if it continues going down lower on it. 1 hour has definitely gone below oversold territory here. If we look at it, you can see it came down all the way down to 21 on it. You can see this 1 hour candle wick, it just kind of came way down here. The other thing that we're seeing here is, let me see here, the price at this point was the low on the RSI. Price has gone up a little bit, and so has the RSI right now. So we may have a little test here with our support at 23,819 roughly, and we'll see if we can battle it, because you see it here was battling with it throughout the day, and then it just finally gave out, right? The more times we battle with something, test something, the more likely we are to either fall below it or go above it, okay? So that's Bitcoin right there. Ethereum was also down today. It was down 2.61% on the day. It closed at 1,607, and we'll just see where that one goes, okay? The miners were also way down today. It was not a good day for them as well. So the miners were down. ANY was down 2.48% to 42 cents. Argo was down 1.79% to $1.65. Bit Digital was down 7.3% to $1.27. Bitfarms got shellacked a little bit here, down 11.32% to 94 cents. Cypher was down 7.93% to $1.51. CleanSpark was down 6.46% to $2.75. Cores was down 14.86% to 29 cents. DigiHost looks like the only one that was up today, 0.69% to $1.46. DMG basically was down 3.84% to 22 cents. Greenidge was down 1.56% to 52 cents. Hive was down 5.99% to $2.67. Hut was down 8.43% to $1.63. Iris was down 6.31% to $2.82. Marathon was down 8.38% to $6.67. Mawson was down 4.81% to $2.68. Riot was also down 7.85% to $5.87. Soluna was up 0.28% to 32 cents. And TeraWolf was down 2.06% to 67 cents today. So I did go a little shopping today. I did buy about 350 shares of CleanSpark today. It went below my average cost that I'm in right now, so I picked up a little bit more. I'll probably continue to do this if we fall even more. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to sink into it, but I will buy some more. I also bought some more WGMI, the ETF shares today, as that's gone down as well. So I'm picking up the sales that we do get on some of these miners here. So I'm planning on doing that some more. if things go down even lower. Okay, so those are the miners, stocks, and everything else. Let's take a look at the network hash rate, see what's going on there with today. We probably won't get that data until tomorrow, but we can take a look at to see what's going on here. So this is on the 7-day average. It has come down to 311 million terahashes, and on the 1-day average, if we look at it, it has come back down here to 262 million terahashes as well. We still have that trend going up here, and I expect that to continue to go up. Okay. With all that being said and done, let's take a look at our first story here, which is on why the markets crashed today. Bitcoin dips after key inflation indicator rattles markets. This is the indicator that they're talking about here. It is what was the key indicator here? Oh, they listed it down here. The personal consumption expenditures price index rose 5.4% from last year, and cryptocurrency is following the U.S. equities markets today as it typically does. Investors shifted risk on assets like stocks and digital assets after key inflation data came in on Friday and showed that more interest rates hikes by the U.S. Federal Reserve are possibly going to be coming. And we'll take a look at the data here that we do have on it. And what else was there? I think that was it. Nope, there it is. So investors tend to avoid risk like Bitcoin and instead plug money into safe haven assets like the U.S. dollar, which is up today. The dollar index jumped 0.5% today, its highest in nearly 2 months. So investors are going risk off and getting into risk, going risk off, right? They're getting out of those risky stocks. Bitcoin is one of those, obviously, since it's pretty volatile. So that one's up for that. So here's the release from, let me see if I can zoom this in for you guys. So personal income and outlays in January 2023. This is why they got kind of spooked a little bit here. Personal income, current dollars, increased in January 0.6%. The reason for this, I think, it might be because of, well, it's the new year, and a lot of companies are also providing employees with their raises for the first of the year, usually. So I think that's possibly why we're seeing an increase in this. A lot of companies are going based on the inflation that we did have in the prior year, and they're trying to, help the employees out by giving them close to the inflation rate going forward. So I think this might be the reason why on it. Current dollars was down a little bit here from December. Chained 2012 dollars was up to 1.4. And then personal consumption expenditures, PCE, was up 1.8%. So that was the big one there. What else do we hear? So price indexes, PCE was up 5.4 from 5.3. That's the fear right there that the Fed is going to probably extend or possibly extend the interest rate hikes a little bit longer to get inflation under control. But we'll see. So, this is just 1 month. 1 month doesn't make or break us. But if we see a trend where we get it into next month for this month, February, where it comes out to be higher than the 5.4 or, comes in at 5.5 or 5.6, well, then there's real concern there and we could possibly be going down and having a possible double bottom if that happens. Okay, so something to keep an eye on as well as like the CPI data that comes out. But we'll see how this plays out. Okay, and finally, the last story that I have here, it's kind of a quick one here. I thought it was kind of funny. So a secret crawl space crypto mine discovered in routine inspection of a Massachusetts high school. And you can see this on the setup here. Somebody definitely went through a lot of trouble to install, how many miners did they install here? Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 or 12 miners or so. And these look like some of the older generation miners. They're not the newest ones. The newest ones are usually double stacked. They have a lot more. So these are some of the older miners here. I'm not sure what these are. They didn't specify in the story, but I thought this was just kind of funny. So this is one way you can actually, mine for free, but there's a catch. If you get caught, well, you're probably going to spend some jail time for doing it. So after a former town employee of Cohasset, Massachusetts, was accused of stealing thousands of dollars in electricity from a local middle school / high school to operate a secret cryptocurrency mine in a seemingly overlooked crawl space. Cohasset Police Department, CPD, reached out to investigate further. CPD told Ars Technica that the director called in a range of experts. The town's IT director confirmed that it was a crypto mine unlawfully attached to the school's electrical system. And this is the funny part to me is then the CPD called the U.S. Coast Guard to investigate service and the Department of Homeland Security to help safely remove the equipment and investigate the mining rig's origins. I mean, they could have just taken the things out with a pair of gloves, or the police could have taken those things out. It's not like they were any harm to anybody other than, the harm was stealing the electricity. But they could have just put on gloves. They could have that way secured any fingerprints that were still on it, taken them out that way, and it would have been problem solved. But I think they just went a little overboard on this one, okay? So that's it. Pretty easy video today. Not much going on with the miners. Still waiting on a lot of the miners to provide us with their quarterly results ending in December. We'll see when those do come out. And we'll do a video probably tomorrow or Sunday as far as how did Bitcoin perform against the Bitcoin miners. I'm guessing the Bitcoin miners performed a lot worse this week than Bitcoin. as we have been down. So it's going to be a red week again for us. All right. We'll just keep an eye on how things happen. And if anything else interesting happens, we'll talk about it. All right. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. And I'll see you guys in the next one.